my mustache going out there. It's getting the super villain status. Alright. So, I'm sitting. The thing I hate the most. Not that bad right now. This is actually the first time I've actually sat. Anyway, I'm at Cisco. Too high. I'm at Cisco in Hampton Roads, Virginia. I have not left the East. Why does everybody makes these reflective vests like gigantic? Not a fan. Not a fan of gigantic reflective vests. I want one that fits. Alright, so anyway, first time I've ever had this happen. They just left crap on my trailer here. I'll back up a little bit. So the last video I just did a tour. I was in West Virginia. Not sure. Ripley. I was in Ripley, West Virginia. I was headed to Ohio. Headed to Columbus, actually. Now, I was running out of hours on my 70. Which, of course, I'm not really used to because I just came off of a job where I was off on the weekend. So I always got a 34-hour reset. And I realized, I think that next morning, it cleared up a little bit, but I still had to leave it like... No, it was that night. I said, this trip's going to run down the rest of my 70. And I sent a message to dispatch and said, this is going to run out my 70. And the next day, looking at my hours, I'm only going to get 5 hours back. Because 8 days before is when I picked up that load in Marietta. It was my first load in Marietta, Georgia, and it only went to Savannah, which was like 4.5 hours away. And then I drove into Savannah to park, so it was 5 hours. That's all the time I was going to get back. Millennium Falcon. So I said, I'm only going to get 5 hours back tomorrow. And the next day I think I was going to get 6 or 8. It might have been 6. I think it was 6. So that wasn't really enough. I was going to run down that 5 hours, most definitely. No. I had the hours to get to Ohio, but I didn't really have hours to get very far out of Ohio, if I'm remembering right. I can't remember. Either way, I thought it was a better idea to do like a 34-hour reset, either in Columbus, where I delivered, because we got a terminal there. I'll talk about the terminal in a minute. It's tight. Oh my God. But I said, can I do a 34-hour reset? And normally I think that would probably be okay, but the system, for some reason, was telling everybody that I was going to get 13 hours back. My logs didn't say that, but I was getting emails. Every day we get an email that says, hey, this is what you're getting on recap for the next 2 days. It said 13 hours. Dispatch said, you're getting 13 hours. I said, it doesn't really make any sense to me, but okay. I guess I'm wrong. I guess I'm missing something. So send me whatever load. So send me a load, pre-planned load on the way up to Ohio, and that was leaving Columbus from our terminal and going here. It was the load I'm on now. I've been on one load for a week. Oh my God! I just realized that. That sucks. I've been on a 600-mile load for a week. Oh my God. So, here's why. I got ready to pick up that load, or I dropped off in Ohio early that morning. Early. I basically reversed my entire sleep schedule to make this delivery on time, and I did. I got there on time and delivered. It was a drop and hook. I got an empty, and then I went to our terminal in Ohio, and this is when I started more or less arguing with the weekend dispatcher. I think this was on Sunday or Saturday or Sunday or something. Sunday. And I was like, I don't have the hours to do this. Like, I can't pick up this load and make it on time. And they were like, you're getting 13 hours back. You can make it on time, I'm like, okay. Well, guess what? The next day comes around, I didn't get 13 hours. I got 5 hours, which is what my log said. I should have argued that point a little harder. But anyway, once I got the 5 hours, I was like, leaving Ohio, I'm only going to have enough time to drive maybe 100 miles. And I did. I actually made it 130 miles. Right back into Ripley, where I was the night before. But the next day I was only getting 5 hours back. And since we're on Central Time for our logs, my hours weren't going to come back till 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I'm going to have to wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning to make this delivery on time to stop 1. It's 2 stops. 1 o'clock in the morning. So I did. I woke up at 1. My hours still weren't back. They didn't come back until 1:30. I don't know what's up with the system, but they waited until 1:30 to give me my hours back. That was really weird. So I said, okay. I got on the road at 1:35 in the morning and drove through the night. I had to drive kind of slow because it was raining kind of crazy. It rained for like a week straight here. Jesus. Through the mountains, in the rain, at night. The 3 things, I love driving through the mountains. I don't really mind driving through the mountains in the rain, but all 3 of those at night. Like through the mountains, in the rain, at night. I don't like doing it. Because I have to go a little slow. You can't see what you're doing. You don't want to take a curve too fast. You start slipping, you're going off the side of a cliff. I don't want to do that. So I had to drive a little slower. I couldn't go a full 65 through the mountains. So I was probably averaging about 50 to 55 the whole way. And to make a 270 mile drive in 5 hours at 50 miles an hour, yeah, that's all my time for the day. So if I get to this stop 1, they don't allow overnight parking. It's a small place. They don't have overnight parking. I wasn't going to have any hours when I got there. Definitely not going to have any hours to have on duty unloading or moving or anything. I could use off-duty personal conveyance, but if I leave there with a loaded trailer like I will be, because they're only taking like 3/4 of the product, I'll get in trouble if I run across a weigh station and they decide to check my hours. So I sent multiple messages to dispatch. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to this place with no time on my clock. I feel like I'm going to get a ticket. And, dispatch, they didn't really argue with me, but they gave me some pushback. And I was like, at some point I was like, okay, I think I'm just going to have to do this to prove a point. So I woke up at 1:30 in the morning. I left at 1:30 in the morning and drove all the way. And I think I was about 40 miles away. There's this little, it was in Roanoke, Virginia, pretty much. And I was like 40 miles away on this, it's a little back highway. It's the only way to get there. And it's traffic galore. By this point, it's like 5 in the morning. So traffic out the yin yang. I don't know why. Nothing but stoplights. The speed limit's like 30. And it's a tiny, tiny road. So I'm driving down this thing at like 30 miles an hour. With, like, I think it was like an hour and a half left on my clock at this point. And I was like, no freaking way I'm going to make this. This is like, it's going to take me 2 hours to get there. But I'm going to try. And then I had a detour. They had to close, the road was closed. There wasn't road construction. I don't know why. It was just closed. And the only way to get through that without having to back 5 miles down the road was to take a right onto the Blue Ridge Parkway, which of course is a no-truck road. Jesus. But luckily, it was just the exit on-ramp to the Blue Ridge Parkway, so I got on the Blue Ridge Parkway for like a mile and then turned right back around. And it sent me right back up where I came from. I ended up right back on, I think, Interstate 81. And at that point, my hours had burned down enough to where I knew there was no way I was making it there. So I sent a message. I said, there's no way I'm making it. I hit a detour. I'm back on the highway. I can't make it to this place without running out of hours first, and that is just trouble. I'm not doing that. Sorry. I'm going to go park. And the only place I could look, when I looked, I pulled off to this little small rest area. It wasn't a rest area. It was just like a pull-off, like an extra area that you could pull a truck off on the freeway. It was not a rest area. It was not a safe place to park. But I parked, and I looked at my phone, and I said, where can I go? Where can I park? And there was a TA like 45 miles away, north. And it looked like if I went to this TA, that if I delivered the next morning, I could just take a 30-mile road southeast and go straight there. It wouldn't be too bad. So I was like, all right, I'm going to TA. Boom, done. I went to TA, and I did laundry. And that is where I sat. And dispatch agreed. They were like, yeah, we're looking at your hours. It's not going to work. So go park and what's your ETA tomorrow? And I said, I can be there as early as I need to be, 0600. And I went and parked. Now, next morning, I realize I go in my GPS and it tells me it's 100 miles to my delivery. I'm only 30 miles away. Why is it 100 miles? Well, the road I thought I could go down is a no-truck road. Great. Sweet. So I basically have to go all the way around a mountain, 100 miles. So that's 2 hours. But this time I had enough hours to do this. So, okay, cool. Now I sent dispatch, I said, hey, I can hit stop 1 at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I can hit stop 2, our final, that afternoon. They said, all right. So yesterday, I hit stop 1, no problem. I got there, it took me about 2 hours to get there. And I got there at 6. They said, we don't unload till 7. Sat there an hour. And then I think it took them about an hour to unload me at 7. I think I got out of there I got out at like 8:30. And immediately beelined for the fuel. I had to go get fuel in Disputantia, which is just south of Richmond. I was headed there. Dispatch needed an ETA for final destination. I said, I think 1400. I could probably make it there by then. That's what I'm trying for. And so they called Cisco here, where I'm at now, and said, hey, he's going to be there at 1400. Well, they don't take any deliveries after 10 o'clock in the morning for some reason. So they scheduled me for 8 o'clock this morning. Same load for a week, right? So here I am. I went ahead and parked in Disputantia, which it's like 70 miles away from here. I went ahead and stopped there, took a nap for the day, woke up, watched movies, and then, slept again till I think like 5 in the morning. And then I came here. There was only 7 pallets on my truck at this point. 7 pallets. That's it. I can hand unload that in 10 minutes. Took them 2 hours. 2 hours. I finally went back in there to get my bills. They gave me my bills. Went back to the truck. Waited for the light to turn green at the dock. You know what I'm talking about. Pulled off of the dock. Went back to close my doors. There's 2 pallets on my truck. Still 2 pallets. Mother. My phone's freezing up. Alright, it's back. So, still 2 pallets on my truck. I don't know why, but I went back in to check, and they said that was an overage. We got everything we need. We're not taking that. Okay. So I called dispatch. Dispatch said, we're going to transfer you to risk management, and we're going to talk about the overages and see what we can do with it. And that is what I'm doing now. So I got here at right at 8. It is 11:30. And I'm sitting. I don't know what we're going to do with potato flakes, because that's what it is. But I'm just waiting. Doing my hair. That's been my week. A whole week on this stupid load. It's going to be a terrible check. I mean, it's going to be a terrible check. I don't want to load like this anymore. This is dumb. This is why I wanted to do a 34. I could have delivered this like 2 days ago if I'd done a 34. But the system screwed everybody up and they thought I was getting hours and I didn't. I don't know why it did that. I did take a picture. I had to take pictures of the pallets they left, and they didn't get the pictures apparently. I can send it again. How about that? Boom. So, yeah, just sitting here. One load for a whole week. I might get like a $300 or $400 check. None of this is Crete's fault. Well, the system, this PeopleNet system, made everybody think I was getting more hours than I was, and I asked for a 34. If I had taken a 34, I could have delivered this like 2 days ago, gotten another load the heck out of here. Maybe, I guess probably listen to me. I don't know. Oh my God. So I don't think any of that was Crete's fault. This Cisco place could have just taken the freaking pallets. I don't know. I want to load to the desert. I want to go to the desert. I want to take a full long week load, 3,000 miles, and not have to worry about deliveries for a few days. That probably won't happen. I don't think Crete does that. Crete's usually like 6 or 7, maybe 8. That's what I've gotten so far. Anyway, that was my second week with Crete. It's been eventful and non-eventful at the same time. Cool. Hungry. Maybe we'll figure out what the heck to do with this stuff. Y'all have a good one.